People starting to ask me a lot about this Bitcoin thing. Now, I remember, I think it was a few years ago when Da Vinci came out with it. And of course, all of us as human beings, we're kind of slow and reluctant to change. But myself personally, I usually don't, jump on the bandwagon of things and embrace things quickly right out the box until I've investigated, because I've learned that being hasty in the spirit has done nothing but get me in trouble over the years. And so I'm kind of like slow moving, but I try to make sure I stick with the fundamentals of what sound money is. Now, many of you, I understand, while listening to me, you selectively pick and choose what you're going to embrace and what you're going to throw away, which is your own prerogative. But I'm a pastor, so therefore I usually stick with the Bible, and I've always found that obeying the Bible and living out these principles has given me a life of peace and soundness. And when you just obey what that book says, it just flat out works. It just literally flat out works. Now, I know a lot of people don't believe, but that's neither here nor say. Now, with that said, the Bible speaks about silver and gold as being sound money. It always has been, always will be. And of course, we're living in the time now where everybody is trying to do whatever they can to opt out of the dollar. And since, the United States of America is the world superpower and the dollar is the world's reserve currency, ever since we've been off the gold standard, they pretty much have created a system, which I don't understand why the world even participates in it. But they've created a system to where they can just print money into oblivion and do whatever the hell they want without anybody breathing down their neck. It's kind of like our lawless government today. Have you noticed that there is just a complete breakdown of the system? Think about this. Why aren't people going to jail? Why aren't people being impeached? And why does this lawless continue to keep going on and nobody seems to do nothing about it? I'll tell you the reason why. Because all the people at the top, the movers and shakers, are all in on this. And now they gotten to the point to where if it's not written down on the books, then you're not breaking the law. So you can actually go out and be immoral, be wicked, find a way to finagle yourself around the system, and you can't be sent to jail for it, even no matter how unlawful it is, no matter how morally corrupt that it is. And so we're looking at a system of lawlessness right here. And of course, I believe in civil disobedience, and I definitely believe in practicing civil disobedience, especially when you know that your rights as a human being, literally to live and exist, is being trampled upon. Now, personally, I stick with the tangible assets. I'm not listening to these people who so-called have made their money and the so-called millionaires and billionaires. Let me tell you something. There's not a just billionaire on the earth. Definitely not a bunch of just millionaires either. Because you have to actually step on people through the spirit of greed. You have to take advantage of people. I give you an example. It used to be a time that liquor used to be called firewater, and it was illegal in this country to process and to sell. All right. And the Kennedys, everybody thinks a lot big about the Kennedy, but the Kennedys made their money on booze. And next thing you know, the people who have the money, they end up being the movers and shakers. They're the ones that are elected into these offices because they're tap dancing with the hierarchy that are actually living their lives for the devil. And of course, the old adage is, if you will bow down and serve me, I will give you. And of course, these Europeans have the world right now because they have bowed down and literally licked the boots of Satan. And that's what's spiritually going on, whether you like it or not. It's amazing how the people can acknowledge that there's evil in the world. They can acknowledge that these people are serving the devil. They can acknowledge that the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and all these other people have actually given over their soul to the enemy, but nobody wants to acknowledge the creator universe as if everybody's going to get by. Ain't nobody going to get by, I promise you. But with the Bitcoin thing, the reason why I don't too much jump on it, I like to know more about it, but the reason why I don't jump on it is because it's not a tangible asset. It's not something that the Bible speaks about, and it's not something that has a 6,000 year track record history. And so A lot of people say, well, gold and silver's getting hammered and stuff. Yeah, but it ain't going to never go to zero. Never go to zero. And since the fundamentals in this country, and shame, we're still broke and insolvent as a country, and we're still printing $85 billion a month in order to keep this Ponzi scheme system afloat. It's inevitable that we're going to experience Zimbabwe. It's inevitable we're going to experience Weimar Republic of Germany, and Great Depression. And Great Depression in this country. It's just inevitable. You are not going to escape it. I don't care how far they kick the can down the road. It's inevitable. It's just like when you know that a storm is coming, you can do everything you can to prepare for that storm. But the one thing you do when you know that a storm is coming, you get out of the way of the storm. And that's what you do when you go out and you buy silver and gold. Now, while they're busy, the rich people, manipulating your conscience, trying to get you to stay in the paper. And Bitcoin is a digital currency. That's why I can't bite off on it too much. I just cannot get a clearance. I don't care how far it goes up or how far it goes down. And of course, the system is built on anytime you can make money, and if you can make it any kind of way, you just go ahead and do it. Now, if you can make money in Bitcoins and then you can turn around and trade that in, and you can actually get some real money, silver and gold in your hands, you're better off doing it. I don't advocate you actually putting money into the bank. I put money in the bank. I still have just a very small little bit of money in the bank, but I need to get out more and more and more because I don't believe in this system anymore. Any longer, I don't have a lick of confidence in. I cannot trust my government. There's nothing about this system and the order of this system that can be trusted. So that's the reason why I teach people to have tangible assets, and you put them in a place of security where you know it's secure at, and you guard it by your own advanced weaponry system, and whatever that may be, whatever you may choose. But we live in a lawless society and a lawless world. So now Bitcoin, according to Russia Today, Russia TV, RT, says that the U.S. is cracking down on the Bitcoin exchange. And you know the reason why? Because the U.S. don't want the competition. Now, China and India just got finished having a powwow right after the G20. America just cannot, everybody senses that America's day and their time is over. Their days are numbered. And it's hard to get over to the people that the only reason why we're afloat right now is simply because we're printing money and we're heading we're already over the cliff, getting ready to hit the rocks. And since most people don't care about what's going on, when they hit the rocks, they're going to feel the devastation of it. So right now, gold and silver is on sale. And I'm going to tell you right now what people, I don't know why they call these people the elite. There's nothing elite about these people. They're deceptive, they're liars, they're manipulators, they're thieves, and they're robbers. So what's so elite about that? Why you people keep calling these people the so-called elite? There ain't a damn thing elite about them, except the immorality that they have in a cancerous mindset. But these people, it was already in their plan. And I've told you, if you will go back and look at my videos, you've heard me make this statement. I don't care if they smash silver down to $5. That means I'm going to sell everything that I got, including having yard sales, just in order to go up and buy it. Go out and buy all that I can. And you have to understand, these people are not going to be buying gold and silver when it's $18, $19, $2,000 an ounce. They're going to smash the price, and then they're going to suck it all up. And then the price is going to go to the moon, just like it did in the 80s. But Americans, you are wired. It's so funny. It's as soon as you feel like you're going to miss out on something, it's amazing. Rather than buying on the dips, everybody just wait around to see how cheap it's going to go, and then they miss it. And then the majority, 99% of Americans, what they do is they wait for the price to start going up. Then they start investing. It just don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. But hey, what can you do? And instead of people using knowledge, they usually make moves by fear. And fear is not a good motivator, especially to keep a sound mind and things that you should be doing. So they have another currency called Ripple. They have a current currency out there called Bitcoin. It's all digital. It can still all be regulated. I just believe in gold and silver since it's money and always has been money and always will be money. But like I said, the dollar has its days. It's just about over with. And when you look at central banks all across this world, stacking gold and silver on an unprecedented level, especially China and India, which make up 1/3 of the population of the whole entire world. And then you look at Chavez calling for the gold of his country, and then Germany calling for the gold of their country. And then you look at Cyprus getting their accounts raided literally by this wicked paper system. And then in order for them to so-called balance their checkbook and stuff, they don't want Cyprus printed paper money. Nope, the people want their gold. So what's going on? All the people, the powers that be, are snatching up what is real. They're taking the gold, they're taking the silver, and they leaving everybody else with the paper. Don't be a fool like these people. Don't be a fool. Do not be a fool. Junk silver is probably one of the best investments that you can actually obtain. Pre-1964 quarters and dimes. I'm telling you, good investment. Good investment. And they're trying to tell us that there's no inflation. Have you seen the grocery prices lately? Have you seen the prices of everything? I mean, I got a tax bill right here on the land. Look at this. A tax bill right here on this land right here. Utterly amazing. And what they did was they jumped the appraisal value of the land. Up almost $30,000, $40,000. And nobody's even buying land around this little rural area and stuff. And where you going to tell me that real estate prices are going up when we're bankrupt as a country and ain't nobody buying it? I mean, it's just ugly, man. You know what's going on. I told you. Government can't produce anything. They can only take. And so through taxation, high taxation, without your representation. See, you think you have elected officials, representatives, they're supposed to be, you have your best interest in mind. No, they have their best interest in mind. And their best interest is to get rich and to line their pockets, even if they have to sell their mama. That's how they do it. But I would tell you what, it would behoove all of you to change the way you think. Because if you don't change the way you think, you deserve exactly what you get. I understand. Living simple is the new rich in the world that we're living in today. It really, truly is. My personal investment advice, what I do, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm going to stick with what the Bible says. What saith you?